How's it going, friends? It's the Violet Citizen here. Today we have a different kind of league. We're back into uploading Pokemon apparently, and today I'm going to be bringing you 3 of my best games that I had in the regular season of the World Organization of Kings, also known as WOG. It's a league created by Weird Al Knight, also known as WOG. Really modestly named right there. Fantastic guy, amazing dude, one of my very best friends in this community. And yeah, I'm going to bring you 3 games of the regular season. Spoilers, we made playoffs, only just, but we did. And I figured that those are some games that actually made me feel good about playing this game again. And it was honestly a really pleasant experience to just be a part of this wonderful community, this wonderful league. So I decided to just record my videos. So anyway, first of all, let's look at my draft. I drafted a really classic Pip team, really. I managed to get Celesteela on the 11th pick, which was fantastic, and then I just went with tried and tested stuff. Zapdos is wonderful, versatile mon, it can do a lot of things. Then I went with Excadrill and Megateeter for the Sand Core because, you know, sand is nice and useful. Latias is an amazing one to pair up with Celesteela and Sand. Toxapex, honestly, I probably had better options, but Toxapex is such an annoying mon, and it just forces things to be prepped differently, and it might create some space for my other mons to do better. Breloom is a mon that I really enjoy using. It's a kind of difficult mon to use in League, but sometimes it's just a massive win condition, and people tend to overlook that, and I usually try to capitalize on that and usually fail, but that's besides the point. Next up we have Alolan Marowak, possibly the best partner for Celesteela, as it resists fire, it makes it is immune to electric moves, and overall it's a good spin blocker, I guess. It can be really powerful with the thick club, it can be very defensive, it has wonderful stats to back it up, and Ghost Fire is honestly a very okay typing all around. Next up we have Granbull, because we really struggled with fighting types with our Sandcore, and I kind of want to alleviate that despite all of the psychic types and poison types and all that thing going on. I just wanted some physical resistance to fighting type attacks. And last and probably least, but don't say that out loud, don't tell them I say that, is Venomoth or Venomoth, I don't know. Basically I just wanted a fun one to use, and I was between what do you call it, Mega and Venomoth, and I was also going to give it my Z move slot. Obviously, as you can tell, it's a free draft because I wouldn't manage to get all this nice stuff. So yeah, people would argue that Celesteela is probably the better Z move user, and I agree, but you know, getting a Quiver Dance off, basically having a budget Volcarona would have been nice. So yeah, that's the team I rolled with initially, because after that I made some changes, and yeah, let's just go into the games. Alright, week 3, Kashima Stantlers versus Victoria Vaporeons and their coach Pedro. Honestly, one of the best players I've ever seen in League format. He's always composed, always comes up with good sets for the matchups. He has drafted an incredibly spooky rain team in this league that is going to pop up probably on the right of your screen, and you can see all the spooky scary things that he has. So yeah, I was 0-2 going into this game, and honestly it wasn't looking too good for me, because you know, it's one of the best players in the format. It's an uphill battle anyway, because sand against rain, but I think that I had some chance with my overall roster, because I did have some answers to Rain, I did have some answers to the defensive pressure that he could have put in with Blissey and Glisco and things like that. So, you know, I decided to bring a standard-ish, defensive-ish. Again, I have the spread is all over the place, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I might, if I'm good enough, I might meet Pedro in the final. So I'm not going to give away too much intel, although I kind of changed half of my team anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, defensive-ish Celesteela with Leech Seed and some other irrelevant moves. Max speed Scarfed Latias to outspeed the Mega Swampert in Rain by 1 point and hopefully KO with a Grass Knot. Next up we have Titar. I think it's just there to be half defensive, half offensive. I think it also stops the Gengar from doing things and stuff. Sets up rocks, sets up sand, sets up all kinds of things. And yeah, it's just there to stop the Rain, basically. Next up we have Spadef Zapdos, because you can never have enough Spadef with a Kingdra running around and a Tapu Koko kind of wall switching in and out. Next up we have a really weird Alolan Marowak that I'm going to go into more detail in-game because I don't want to spoil the nice things. And Breloom that honestly, if you kind of look through the 6 that he brought, could be a win condition. So I'm not going to detail this set either all that much. You'll see it play out in the game, hopefully. And yeah, I'll just see what happened. By the way, I played this game like 3 months ago, so I don't quite remember what happened. I didn't rewatch before recording, so we're going to experience this game together again. And I'll try to deduce what led me to different plays and different things and stuff. So, Pedro is going to lead with his Tapu Koko. That's a decent lead, as he will probably be able to Volt Switch out of pretty much any situation apart from Alolan Marowak, but I led with my Titar, which is nice, because I think that I kind of get 3 rocks right here, as Pedro indeed U-turns instead of Volt Switching, which is really nice because I have the electric immunities on my team. I have an X-Drill that I didn't bring, so that's cool. I went for the Stealth Rock as the Buzzwole came in, and honestly I don't have much for this Buzzwole. I think I'm going to go into Zapdos right here. No, I'm going to go into my, my Marowak, and Pedro is going to double out into Koko. So that's something I probably didn't expect, but it kind of worked out for me. So here, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Pedro is going to U-turn, is going to take the Rocky Helmet damage, is going to take the rocks, and Tapu Koko is kind of getting whittled down early on in the game. Pelipper comes in, and I'm going to go for a Will-O-Wisp because maybe something else would be the switching of choice, and getting a burn on something is probably good. I don't know, don't judge me, it's past me. So I'm not going to stay in on a Pelipper, obviously, because it's not a fun thing to do. I'm going to go into my Zapdos as the rocks are being defogged away, and now I'm going to double into Latias as the Blissey comes in, and that's not really a matchup that I enjoy. I probably expected a Swampert, maybe, I have no idea. But I went into Latias, and obviously I'll switch out right here and go into Breloom as Pedro is going to really smartly scout for the trick and click Protect, and yeah, Breloom is afforded a nice clean switch inside, and I'm going to go for the Focus Punch because there's no way this Blissey is staying in, and Focus Punch is going to do some damage to pretty much everything apart from the Buzzwole, which is going to take 18.7%, but bear in mind, I have a good move, and I'm going to click HP Flying on this Buzzwole and take it out. So yeah, good prep on my part. It pays off. It had been a while, and I was really proud of this set and this play and this everything. So Now Breloom, it has been reduced to kind of mach punching the Blissey, or focus punching the Blissey. I don't know if I have mach punch. I probably do actually. But it's there to do the things and the stuff. In the chat I type, okay, now I can lose. So that's a good way to go about your games. Coco is afforded a free-ish switch, and it sets up the electric terrain, and I'm going to go back into my designated switch into Coco, which is going to be Ye Olde and Alolan Marowak. Now, I have Thunder on this Marowak. Why not Thunder Punch, you may ask? Pelipper is much more physically defensive usually, and Thunder in the rain is really stylish. Because I don't bring the electric terrain, I don't bring the rain, I just click the move and I benefit from all of the conditions that my opponent sets up for me. So, you know, style points. I don't think that I'm going to click Thunder again. I'm going to switch out, expecting probably the water move because it was kind of free right there. Even if I went into Breloom, I didn't accomplish much. But Pedro is going to retain momentum and click U-turn as I go into my Zapdos, and that's pretty nice. Kingdra comes in. Zapdos is indeed specially defensive, so it's going to take a Hydro Pump. Not that well, but it takes it. So that's pretty nice. I'm going to go into my Tita and get rid of the rain, get some sand going on. Here I am going to double into Celesteela because I don't know why. Scald is going to do a lot of damage to my Celesteela because this is obviously Life Orbed. And is it actually? I don't know. I think it is. Yes, it is. Right. So Celesteela is inside, and it can probably click Leech Seed right here as the Blissey comes in, and the massive HP of the Blissey allows me to recover a lot of damage and keep my switch in intact. I'm going to get the in before rocks because I kind of expected the rocks. I'd like to think that I expected this, and I'm going to roost up and just sip some HP from the Chansey. I'm going to Volt Switch out. I don't know why. At this point I don't really know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, but oh well. The rocks are here. Actually, I don't think that I brought Defog, or if I brought it on Scarfed Lati. Could be the case, I don't know. So, you know, things and stuff happen. I'm into the Marowak, Pedro is into the Coco, and here I think that I am going to expect the U-turn and click Thunder, but it wasn't to be because Pedro clicked the hidden power, probably Water, if I had to guess. Because with the rain it's pretty powerful, and yeah. So Marowak is going to go down, but it was stylish enough. It did things. It switched into Coco quite a few times. It forced some, you know, clerking from the Blissey. It did stuff. I enjoyed it. So now I'm going to Tita, set up the sand. U-turn is going to do a lot of damage to my Tita, which kind of implies that it's probably mixed. I don't know, maybe. I don't remember again. I'm going to set up my own rocks and kind of force Pedro to defog himself instead of having me do it. But he's going to hard switch into his Mega Swampert, and here I have the Latias in, and I'm kind of free to click Grass Knot as I do outspeed by 1, and I take the Swampert out. So I got 2 incredibly stylish kills. But that's pretty much all that I'm going to accomplish in this game, because from now on I think I'm even going to set it to fast. I am going to kind of struggle taking the Blissey down. I'm going to Leech Seed pretty much whatever comes in with Celesteela, and I'm going to try and pivot and wear down his team, possibly get rid of the rain before the Kingdra is able to do things and stuff. Heavy Slam for the damage, you know, rock switch-ins, all of these things taking place. I'm going to switch into Gladius right here, and I'm going to double out into into Breloom, probably expecting a Blissey. That was my thought process. Like, Breloom is there to deal with a Blissey. It had no different job. It was just this. But Coco is indeed mixed, and it's going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. and it's going to take my Breloom out. So now I'm going to go back into T-Tar, possibly threaten the Coco out, but not really, because Pedro is good enough to have the Gigavolt Havoc and take my Weather Setter out without having his Weather Setter out of the field yet, I think. Now here I don't quite know what I'm going to do with this Lati. I think I'm going to click Psychic, because taking the rocks away would allow the Pelipper to, you know, be around for longer, and I'm not about that life. So I'm going to click Psychic and invite the Blissey inside. So I'm going to Stealer as the Blissey comes in. Here the plan is to just click Leech Seed, hopefully not miss, and go from there and stall out the rest of the team with my Stealer. But Protect and Wish and things and stuff are going to be happening. I'm going to get the Leech Seed off, get some really nice HP recovered. And here I think I'm going to go for the double Leech Seed, question mark? Yes, I do. But it's not really accomplishing much, because Pelipper is getting the Wish and it's back up to almost full. So yeah, Scald this time is going to get the burn, which is slightly unfortunate. Giga Drain is going to do enough damage to discourage the Roost stalling, but honestly it's not really enough to speed up the game. So here I'm going to just keep clicking Giga Drain. Pedro is going to go for Roost. As you can see, it does 50%, but with a burn and with a Leech Seed, it's a losing battle for him. So it's safe to assume that here he would switch into something, and I'm going to go for the Giga Drain and do 30%. Now, this is crucial. 30% on the Coco could be led to the next Giga Drain that I had, to be a roll on 28. Right? Right. I have the Wakan Berry, so I'm just fine staying in. I don't think I die to any one move. So here I'm going. I also have the Flamethrower, and I think Heavy Slam? Question mark? Maybe I don't have Heavy Slam. I don't know. But when I was calcing, Flamethrower did 34% minimum, while Giga Drain did 27% minimum to the standard Coco non-defensive set. So I thought I'll just play it safe. If the Blissey wants to come in, that's fine, I can Leech Seed it. And I'm going to click Flamethrower, but as you can see, there's rain, so So yeah, I didn't really notice the rain and I kind of chucked the game away. So here Zapdos might still be able to clutch the game, as it takes the Thunder like it's nothing, and it is able to click oh, and also Pedro decides to click Dazzling Gleam because he didn't want to risk the Thunder missing, so that's an interesting way to go about it. So I'm going to click Tailwind right here and give myself another opportunity to kind of clutch the game. So yeah, I'm going to Volt Switch out, take the Coco out, and I'm going to go into my Celesteela, because honestly if I went into Lati, I wouldn't have many options because I am Scarfed and I cannot really touch the Blissey with any move that I have. So here I'm going to click Leech Seed, I do believe, as Pedro is going to click Seismic Toss and take out the thing that kind of stopped his other things from being effective. Here I'm going to go into Latias, and obviously Pedro being a really good player, he's going to sack the Pelipper to the rocks and get rid of the Leech Seed on the Blissey, so I cannot really stall out anything. And I'm going to click Psychic because honestly I didn't have many other options. So here I'm going to click Psychic, hopefully get a Spadef drop, but that wouldn't accomplish much. And Pedro is going to click Seismic Toss, that's absolutely fine. and he's going to take the game from there because Zapdos is at 7%, and it's going to die to rock. So great game, Pedro. Fantastic game. I just really enjoyed it. I think I played well for most of the game. Kind of choked for the with the whole Celesteela play, but maybe it was not going to be a roll, so I lost the game anyway. So yeah, guys, if you have not seen Pedro play or exist or write or speak, just go ahead and find him on a friendly Discord server. He is one of the most positive guys I've seen in this community. He actually made the dog for the league, which is really beautiful, really well thought out. He's a disgustingly good looking man and I'm really jealous. And he also has a really good music taste, so he's going to hook you up with good recommendations to, I don't know, impress people around you. So yeah, thank you for the game. Really a wonderful game, really enjoyable. That game made me go 0-3, but honestly it was one of my most enjoyable Pokemon experiences at the time, so huge props for that. And yeah, let's just go into the next game. Alright, before we go into the next game, I just want to point out that I made some changes, some trades and transfers and stuff from week 8 to week 9. This second game is going to be week 9. So my team is slightly changed up. I dropped Mega Titar for regular Titar. I have Altaria Mega instead of Latias. I have Holucha instead of Granbull, and I also have Slowbro instead of Venomoth. And I also made Slowbro my Z captain. So that's the team going forward. That's the team that is going to be used in the playoffs. So yeah, let's just see what the next game is about. Alright, week 9, we went up against Daddy and his team, the Oklahoma State Cocoa Boys, which is a fantastic team name. Yeah, Daddy is again one of those amazing people that facilitate the league, that are really positive, really good players, always a voice of reason and sensibility and all that kind of stuff. He is the reigning UDL champion, unless the finals of Season 5 are done by the time this is uploaded. But he's a fantastic player. He drafted a really interesting, really versatile team, and he didn't really do all that well in the regular season with it. I think at the time we played, I was 4-4 and he was 2-6, but there were quite a few unfortunate moments for him. So I was definitely not looking forward to playing this game because, you know, there's just so many threats and he's such a good player, and we had really closely contested games in the past. So yeah, I decided to bring Magic Room Zam because I just like Magic Room. Magic Room is a move that is, I believe, somewhat underutilized in League format. It has grounds to be applied and played to a decent extent. I don't think I ever pulled it off like to a great extent, but it usually offers things and stuff. So I have a Specs Zam with Magic Room. I have a Scarfed Breloom with SD, because that's the way to go about it. I'm sorry. So, because that's the way she goes. Celesteela is, I think, again, physically defensive to an extent, specially defensive to another. It's basically there to switch into Diancie, because I don't really have many answers to special Diancie and Diamond Storm and things like that. Toxapex is another kind of insurance thing for Diancie and Volcanion to an extent, because it sets up the spikes, it basically wears down things and stuff, it helps take down all kinds of bulky threats, and it's there to be an annoyance. Excadrill is, I think, scarfed with SD again, because if you're going to embrace the what do you call it, the Magic Room meme, you might as well do it well. And last but probably not least, we have Alola Marowak to I don't know what it does. I remember that it has a Chatty Berry and it sets up rocks, I think. I don't know, we'll see how things pan out. This was a slightly more recent game. I think it was early December. I think it was around this time, so let's just see what happened. So I'm going to lead with Toxapex because I just want to get my T-spikes up and force things to defog. Daddy is going to lead with his Staraptor, so yeah, that's a decent matchup for me, I think. I'm going to set up Toxic Spikes as he's going to U-turn out, go into his Mew. I'm going to go into my Celesteela as he defogs. That's fine. Will-O-Wisp, I don't think it's going to be all that important because I think that I have the special in the special set. I don't know. I'm going, yeah. So here I initially leech seeded and then I air slashed because predictions and stuff and things. So that was pretty good. I got some good damage on the Tangrowth and then I leech seeded expecting him to switch out. And the Volcanion got seeded and I got some health back. I got some chip onto this huge threat that I completely under-prepped for, but oh well. So here I'm going to go into Toxapex, take the Flamethrower like it's nothing, get some Leech Seed damage off and onto my own one. And here I'm going to set up the Toxic Spikes again as the Mew comes in, and I think this is going to take a while. It's going to be like me setting up the spikes, Mew defogging. Here I went for Shadow Bone on the switch because I think I didn't want to predict and I just wanted to get some damage on the Mew because Mew, again, is a bit of an annoyance and so is my phone, so I'll be back with extra commentary. Alright, professionalism. So I went for Shadow Bone because I think the Mew was just a thing. And I got the defense drop and some decent damage on the incoming Greninja, which is pretty nice. Toxapex is my switch-in for the Greninja too. It's basically a switch-in to everything, but Extra Sensory is actually going to do a lot of damage as I'm going to set up Toxic Spikes, and here I will obviously switch because I have the Regenerator and I don't want my Toxapex going down. So yeah, I'm going to go into the Celesteela as the Mew is finally poisoned, and now even if it defogs, it doesn't accomplish all that much and I can get a Leech Seed. And you know, slowly but surely we are trying to chip the team and we're doing the things and stuff. Garchomp comes in, Air Slash is going to do some kind of damage. Now here I probably expect him to not click a super effective attack, and I probably expected rocks and I went for the Flash Cannon, so that was pretty nice. Maybe I should have gone for the Leech Seed, I don't know. And here I'm going to try and wear down pretty much everything else as the Volcanion comes in and I get the Leech Seed off, which is nice. So yeah, I'm going to go back into the Toxapex. It's kind of boring the way I play, it's kind of stale, but at the same time I'm just really trying to preserve things and stuff. As you can see here, I have the Sugar Berry, so Earth Power is not going to affect me all that much, and the Volcanion is slowly getting worn down, which is fantastic for me because it's a massive stop to, I don't know, like maybe Breloom, maybe Steela, maybe it's a huge threat to Steela first of all, and it also is kind of annoying for other things. So yeah, I'm going to recover up, and Earth Power is not going to be doing too much damage to discourage me from you know, just clicking T-Spikes, recovering, doing the thing, doing everything. I don't think that I have defog on my own, so I'm going to set up spikes again and force Mew to defog again, and yeah, that's not really the most exciting of games, but there's a lot of weird interplay and a lot of predictions going on with the Leech Seeds and the hazard control and the momentum game and stuff like that. Here I Air Slash the incoming Garchomp, which is pretty nice, and I think on the next turn I decide to actually just take the Garchomp out with another Air Slash. As I do take the Fire Fang, I do get this, the defense boost, but this means that I'm kind of suspect to a Bandit Staraptor right here because Celesteela is really worn down, and there's a lot of things that can exploit the lack of Celestial on my team. So Volcanion can exploit the existence of Celestial and take it out with a Steam Eruption. And here I'm going to go into my Zam, and I think I'm just going to click the safe Psychic right here, because even if Greninja comes in, I do have options and switch-ins, namely Toxapex. If not, then fine, I'll just get some damage on the Mew, or just a lot of damage into everything else. So yeah, Mew comes in. Obviously I am Specs, so I cannot switch to Shadow Ball, so I'm going to go into the Shadow mode and click the Shadow move, question mark? No, I'm going to double out into my Breloom, and here I am Scarfed. And I don't know if that means anything, but I'm going to click Bullet Seed, because I wasn't really afraid of the Volcanion speed tying with me. So Tangrowth comes in, it gets obviously the Regenerator off, and it doesn't take too much damage from the Bullet Seed, although I do get 5 hits, which is pretty fortunate. So here, this is a questionable play, but I honestly thought that he would go for Leech Seed, maybe Sludge Bomb or something like that. But Daddy makes a really good play, and he goes for Knockoff, and he takes my Alakazam out on the way in. So that's alright. That's my Magic Room dreams and memes out of the way. This kind of allows me a safe-ish switch into Alolan Marowak. Here I don't think that I outspeed, but I'm going to bluff that I do anyway, because, you know, I don't really have much for a knockoff, and I don't have much for any other move that the Tangrowth can go for, so I'm just going to try and spook him out, go for the Will-O-Wisp. Maybe I did outspeed, and I went for the Will-O-Wisp, or maybe I just made a bad play. But anyway, the Volcanion came in, I missed, but obviously it doesn't matter because it's a fire type. This Steam Eruption mace could be slightly big in the grand scheme of things. I don't know, we'll see how the game goes. But here I'm able to, again, click Toxic Spikes, invite the Mew in with my Toxapex. And here I think I expect another defog, so I'm going to go for Toxic Spikes again. Get some more damage on the Mew than I am getting via the poison and the burn respectively. So here I think I'm going to switch, as I'm not expecting another defog. I'm not really expecting a Will-O-Wisp either on a burned Toxapex. If anything, it was going to be a Psychic. So here it is, the probably Scarfed, what do you call it, Excadrill. I'm going to go for the Iron Head, and I'm not going to get the flinch because that's how the game should be, and I shouldn't be lucky, and I shouldn't hack other players. But here I'm going to get the crit on the Iron Head as the Mew switches out, which again I don't think that it mattered all that much, but maybe it did. I'm going to switch the Breloom in on the Leech Seed, and here I'm going to Force Palm because I wanted the Technician boosted Force Palm and the chance to para because I'm a bad person. And yeah, so here that is going to go for the knockoff on my Breloom, and this is actually going to allow me to click SD, as you know, I was Scarfed, and this has Synthesis and all that kind of stuff, but honestly, ooh, was this legal? I don't know. If it wasn't, I don't mind. So yeah, I clicked SD, and here I'm in a bit of a predicament. If I click SD again, I might win the game. But I don't. I was entirely too afraid of the poison move, and honestly, that's probably the most sensible play I could have gone for. If I went for another SD, then all of my Mach Punches and things and stuff like that would be able to take out the rest of his team. But instead, I'm going to stay at +2, going to take down the Mew and the what do you call it? Staraptor via recoil and strong mach punching. But sadly this leaves me with no Breloom, and here extra sensory and things and stuff are going to wear down my team. I'm going to set up toxic spikes because I still think that if I wear down what do you call it, Volcanion enough, I can kind of stall with Toxapex. So that's my way forward really. Here I'm going to pretty much sack my Alolan Marowak because it doesn't accomplish much. I still have Escafed Excadrill, and I think the best move right there was X-Scissor because Earthquake was... I don't know if it killed the Greninja, but it definitely invited the Tangrowth, and it didn't really want to deal with the Tangrowth, assuming that the Volcanion was going to be toxic and I could stall it out with Toxapex. But as you can see here, Volcanion has the Lumberry, which is some amazing foresight. It's some really good tech, and it basically win-statted the game because here, as you can see, I cannot really damage this thing with anything. I'm forced into going for Earthquake for differential, or for going for like 3000 Iron Heads and hopefully getting things worn down, but you know, it wasn't to be. Earthquake is not going to do enough damage, Giga Drain is going to do enough damage. Even with a Toxic, I don't have enough turns to do the things and the stuff. But again, even though I lost, it was one of the most enjoyable games that I had. It was really intense in the mid part. It might not show it because it's kind of stally and, you know, over prediction-y, but I really enjoyed the game. Thank you, Daddy, for providing the good stuff, the good mons, the good games. I pretty much over-prepped for Mega Diancie because it's a huge threat, but the depth of the squad from my opponent just sealed the game for me, and you know, some really solid plays. The knockoff was detrimental to me, but you know, Daddy will not be making the playoffs, I don't think, but he is a fantastic person, a fantastic player. I cannot stress enough how much you should, you know, just get to know him and check him out if he provides any links that I can use in the description. If not, then just spread the word. One of the best players, one of the best guys in the entire community. So yeah, let's just go into the last game. Okay, third game is the last game of the regular season and the last game in this video. This was a game that I had against Nacho and the Detroit Terravolts. He honestly, I don't know much about the guy, but I recently stumbled upon his channel, and he makes really nice short Pokemon videos, which is dearly missed, and you're probably on minute like 40 of this video already if you're watching, and thank you if you're watching that far. So yeah, go and check him out. Really good dude, really nice channel, and this game was actually a make or break for me. If I won, I was probably guaranteed playoffs. If I didn't, then I had to rely on other people not winning their games and allowing me kindly to, you know, take their spot. So here I don't really remember what I brought again. I basically wanted to do things and stuff with Mega Altaria and Slowbro and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's a long video already, and it's better to keep it short. And yeah, I'm really glad to not see not Celesteela, a Cresselia on this team, because it was kind of a big stop to things and stuff. And yeah, going into the game, I thought that basically what I need to do is to take down Clefable and probably damage the Starmie a bit. So that was going to be my game plan, and everything else can be kind of dealt with Mega Altaria. So let's see how it goes. So here, first turn, I'm going to get critted by a Scald, which is absolutely fine. This is the competitive Pokemon experience, and I'm going to get parried by a Thunderbolt. So not looking too great. My play of hopes kind of go down the drain right here. I am going to crunch the incoming Clefable and get some hacks of my own with the defense drop, which is really nice. I'm also going to dodge the Toxic, although I switched into something that is immune, but you know, it counts, everything counts. And here I'm going to just SD on the flamethrower. That is not going to do too much, and thankfully not get the burn. So here I'm just going to take out the Clefable, which is a huge, massive step to the success of my Galtaria. So Starmie is here, it's going to go for Scald. I do believe that I have the Wakan Berry on the Slowbro, so I'm just going to Calm Mind and see if I can win the game that way, because Calm Mind and Rest and Sleep Talk and all that kind of stuff can probably, with some good RNG, get me a result. But on the Sleep Talk I get the Rest. I think that I only had Scald anyway, so the CGI was kind of an issue still. Here I think that I'm going to pretty much sack the Teeter as it's paralyzed, and I think it has the Dragon Dance, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having a Teeter. Here I'm going to click Crunch because I'm not a good player and I give good mons justified boosts. I'm going to miss Stonage, but that's fine. That's honestly fine, because here I have the necessary sand and the necessary tools to bring Excadrill in. Honestly, I should have clicked Earthquake right here, because if Cobalion stayed in, I pretty much lost the game, but you know, I just went ballsy-ish. I guess I'm doing air quotes, but they don't really show. But the CGI comes in, and I'm going to be able to take down the CGI as well. Starmie is still a bit of an issue, but I think here with a Scald, I'm going to take my chances and hope to not get Scald burned and set up a what do you call it, a Dragon Dance right here. And Nacho is going to go for the Psychic. Honestly, it's probably the better play, not the less RNG based play, definitely. And I'm going to go for Frustration right here, because he has a Ditto, and I went with Frustration just in case Return was being copied and stuff like that. So yeah, here I'm at +1. I'm doing the things and stuff. I'm going to Cotton Guard in on the Cobalion's face, which is really nice because Ironhead is not going to do enough. It's obviously not going to flinch me because it's slower when I'm at +1. I need to get another Dragon Dance up to have a chance of taking down the Taunt, the Cobalion, the Charizard, all that kind of stuff. Thankfully I don't get any kind of weird crit going on, and I am able to clean up the game with Frustration. And yeah, people ask me, why are you frustrated about the games that you win? And I say to them that I'm not frustrated. I'm actually happy that I won. I enjoyed the games that I lost a bit more, but that was a really good game. Thank you, Nacho. Thank you for actually coping with my shit scheduling, because I was a bit of a pain to schedule, I understand. Yeah, that was it. That was all of it. 3 games, nicely commentated, hopefully. Not really, but well. And we're going to be going into the playoffs. We're facing the owner of the league, Walk, in the first round. Hopefully we can go further than the semi-finals, although I doubt we're going past Walk anyway. But yeah, it was a really pleasant experience. This league has been like a breath of fresh air into what's becoming a more stale and more toxic game overall. But I just want to thank everybody who took part, everybody who managed to actually watch this far. Just love you. You're the best. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to upload my playoff games. If I don't, then I guess that's fine. I'm not going to stick to Pokemon for the rest of the year. I might have the odd Pokemon upload here and there, but I just want to do stuff and things. I might not be YouTubing, I might be uploading like other kind of videos, we'll see. It's a mixed bag with me. That's all you get every time. So thank you again for watching. Question of the day: how was your year? Happy New Year! I'm very happy. Happy New Year. And yeah, see you in the next one, I guess.
You don't seem that happy that you've won.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
You aren't showing it.
I'm so happy, believe me. I'm so happy. Happy New Year.